Hello, welcome to Lighthouse Inspiration. I want to talk to you for a few moments today on forgiveness and how we can overcome when someone comes against us, when someone comes against you, how you can forgive and overcome that. So stick with me till the end of this segment, and I'm going to bring out 2 points. So let's get started. Now, number one, forgiveness doesn't mean that you're to make it easy for the offender to hurt you again. Remember that. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you are to make it easy for whoever come against you or whoever done you wrong. You're not going to make it easy for them to hurt you again. And you may get hurt again. But it's their decision, see? It's their decision, whatever they want to do. But what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to set boundaries on that relationship with them. The fact that you establish rules to govern how and to what extent you interact with that person in the future, that doesn't mean that you fail to sincerely and truthfully forgive them. Just because you have to set boundaries, because you don't want that to happen again, so you can have to set some kind of boundaries. True love never aids and gives into the other person's sin. When they come against you, love never aids that. Love never gives them permission to do you wrong. The offender may himself or herself get offended when you set perimeter on your friendship to prevent them from doing it again. They might even say, "How dare you? This only proves that you didn't forgive me." Well, you can't let what they say manipulate you. You can't fall into their manipulations. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you become a helpless and a passive doormat for their continual sin against you. You forgive them. Sure, you forgive them. You have to forgive them. But you don't have to let them, like I said, treat you like a doormat and come again and again and again to offend you. So what's the second point I want to bring out? The second point is forgiveness rarely is a one-time climatic event. Like, boom, whoa, I forgive them, and I forgive and forget and all that. It's hardly ever a one-time thing. But however, forgiveness has to begin somewhere at some point in time. There'll be a moment, maybe an act, when you quickly, effectively, and confidently choose to forgive. You have to do it. And it might come that time just all at once. It just comes on you all at one time. I've been there. Just all at once. It's like, it just don't bother me like it used to bother me. And when you do that, it's immediate relief. It's a sense of release, and it's a sense of freedom. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to have to forgive again. Because see, it's going to come a time that you're going to see that person again. And when you do see that person again, you're going to have to remind yourself. You're going to have to say in your mind now, don't speak out loud to yourself, because someone might think, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, but you got to remind yourself when you see that person again, you got to remind yourself. Now you have to remember, you forgave that person. See, you forgave Sally or Bill or whatever his name was. You have to remind yourself that you forgive them. And when you forgive that person, like I said, a sense of release and a sense of freedom, it's going to be like a burden has been lifted off of you when you do that. Let's look at Colossians real quick in the Bible. Colossians chapter 3 and verses 12 through 13. And I'm going to put it up over here. I can't remember where I put it up. Anyway, it's going to be up on the screen. And you're going to see it. Colossians 3, 12 and 13. It says this: "You must clothe yourself with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience." So when you forgive that person, You're going to have tender-hearted mercy toward that person. You're going to have kindness toward that person. And you're going to have humility and gentleness. And you're going to have to be patient with that person. And verse 13 says that you're going to have to make allowances for each other's faults. See, you have to remember, I mean, if you're like me, you're not perfect either. I mean, I'm sure I've said some things that's offended people that I've had to ask forgiveness for. I didn't realize I actually even offended them. But sometimes you just have to ask for forgiveness yourself, because we're none perfect. But so you have to make allowances for each other's faults. And you have to forgive anyone who offends you. I mean, it's just that's a part of life that we have to learn. If someone offends you, you just have to forgive them. And you have to try to get over it, because you have to remember, see, that God forgave you. Okay? So you must forgive others. And that's all we're going to say about that. I think I've talked long enough, because I want to come back on my next segment, and we're going to talk about 2 more truths about forgiveness. So remember this. You don't have any problems, because all you need is faith in God. And remember, if you're liking these videos, please look down below and give me a like, a share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember this: I love you, but more importantly, Jesus loves you. So bye for now.